7 months ago. I don't know. It's been a long day, guys, and I'm really tired. 7 months, I think. Nikki's counting. Nikki, you let me know how many. How many?
8.
Okay, 8. I was close. I knew she would keep me honest. And I've been using it since May, and it's made a huge difference. So I was gonna walk you through how my binder works, how it keeps me organized and on track. And then just some everyday things that you can do to keep yourself organized and on track and feeling like you can breathe and do this well and do it to hit your goals. And then, of course, sponsoring, because sponsoring is huge this month and sponsoring is huge next month. And we have a new catalog. We will have new kits. We have that Spring Forward incentive. There is something that Lisa posted in the Wish page about joining the call tomorrow night, and they get a bonus if they sign up. So lots of good stuff sponsoring wise. So we're going to talk about sponsoring and organizing. So if you have your planner nearby, grab your planner. And if you don't, just take some notes or go find your planner. So yeah, that is what we're going to focus on tonight. And then tomorrow night, or next Monday, not tomorrow night. I will not be here tomorrow night. Next Monday, we are going to focus on bookings for March. So, because it's the perfect time to work on bookings. And if you need more bookings for February, you can tackle that. Did you guys enjoy simulcast? Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't it so good? We are live on YouTube now, so I just want you guys to all know that. But welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to have our training tonight on sponsoring and on organizing our business. We were all blessed. Those of us that attended simulcast, we were blessed to get this planner. And Courtney's going to be talking a little bit. If you have your planner by you, put the picture up, all you girls that are on Zoom, if you can. Yeah, see, we got it. We're ready. Yay. Oh, good job. We all had them within, way to go. And so I'm excited about that. I love that. It was ready to go with that. And so we are excited to be here tonight. We are going to focus on sponsoring. We're going to hand it over to Courtney. I would love to, any of you that want to stay on for a little bit afterwards, I'd love to chat with you a little bit about your takeaways from simulcast and what you're excited about, or you can chat away about that too. But I'm going to just hand it over to Courtney. So thanks so much, everyone, for coming tonight.
Perfect. All right. So one thing that I want you guys to do while we are talking tonight is in the chat, if you will do me a favor, and this will actually be used for future stuff. If you will put one topic, focus, theme, idea, whatever you want to call it, that you would love to see done in like an individual training. So if there is one thing that you would love to see like broken down and done, what would that look like? I mean, it can be as basic as how to plan my week efficiently. Okay. So technically I am an organizational coach, and that's what I help my 3 clients do, is organize their business and keep it running smoothly. So you can even think of stuff in that manner as well. Okay. So even if it's just, yes, I have this great planner that we got, but it's totally not for me. I need help finding a planner that works, because if your planner isn't working for you, then stop trying to force it. You're not going to get anything from it. All right. And there's nothing wrong with saying this isn't working. Okay. If you know this isn't going to work for you and this isn't your style, pass it on to somebody who could be blessed with it. And let's find you something that works. All right. Okay. Second, if y'all could just mute your stuff. That way we don't hear the background noise. All right. So we're going to start tonight with sponsoring. And I'm actually going to let Lisa just introduce and share the thing that happens tomorrow night, the call and the bonus and what that looks like. Because I'm going to be real honest, Lisa, like at 7:00, that was the first time I sat down on my computer all day.
No worries.
It's been a Monday, so I have not been on the Wish page. That is where I'm going after this. And I haven't checked email, and the number of notifications on my phone is stressing me out from email. So
yes.
I'm also handling that after.
Okay, let me find it here. Same thing. There's so many things going on. Okay, so tomorrow night, on our normal Mary and Martha difference night, all of the customers from Dayspring, they have a Dayspring list, and then they also have a Mary and Martha list, received an invitation to come to the Mary and Martha difference call. So if any of your customers are saying to you, like, I hope I can make it tomorrow night, or I'm really interested about tomorrow night, or you have someone you know that is interested about tomorrow, I encourage you to follow up with them. What they will get is that same $79 kit and the $100 gift certificate or product credit, but they're also going to get that large bag, which I have in my bedroom. I can go grab if I need to, but that large tote, that's I think like $189 if they sign up within 24 hours. And so I just wanted you to each know about that. That's another, there you go. She's got it right there. So it'll be that one except black that Courtney's showing. And so that's awesome. It's a great, I had one gal say, I am totally signing up. She's like, I don't mean to be going for all the things, but so I'd like to encourage all of you. That would be a great way to, a great little follow-up. And I don't see it posted. I swear I posted it, but I'll go back because I have a great image that everyone can send. So I will go do that right now while you're talking. But I would encourage you all to take advantage of home office. And if you don't have anyone to invite, this may be one you may want to get on if you can get on tomorrow night so you can just kind of see it in action. So did that help, Courtney?
Yes, perfect. That's super exciting. All right. So in addition to that, we have the incentive that home office put out at the beginning of the month. Okay. So you add one girl, they sell $250 PV in their first full month, and they get their free product credit, and you get the free product credit bonus, right? And it's $50 for that first one. You add a second girl, again, they do the $250 in PV in their first full month. So at this point, their first full month would be the end of February. You get a $70 product credit bonus. Okay, so you can earn $120. All right, and they get their free product credit when they hit those different levels, right, during their Great Start. So that's another home office incentive. And that flyer is in your back office under resources for gatherings. Okay. The other one that's coming for February is that Spring Forward incentive. Who is super excited about Spring Forward incentive? I am dying to get my hands on the catalog of items, right? So excited to see what is in that catalog of items. Yes, I was just about to grab mine too, Lisa. So level 1, you have 5,000 points and 1 personally sponsored consultant. Level 2 is 10,000 points, 2 personally sponsored. And this is the time period of February to April. 3 is 5,000 points and 1 personally sponsored. So if you work it out, level 3 can be attained between those 3 months. If you break up, remember, we have talked about this, your goals, you take that big goal and you break it down into bits and pieces. So say your big goal is that level 3, you take that $15,000 points or 15,000 points and you break it down. That's 5,000 points a month plus 1 girl added to your team. Okay. Here's what we know. Statistically, with new catalogs, a lot of people join up in the front of that brand new catalog. So potentially, if you have that list of potential recruits, like we've talked about, like we've done trainings on, and you're reaching out and you're sharing, you could add all 3 of those girls in February. Okay. And then you can work with them that whole time, and they can jump in on this Spring Forward incentive and be a part of that on top of Great Start. All right. On top of commission. Like there's so much.
I have
Now,
not seen that one.
The other thing is that you don't
The other
want to.
one's up there, but I don't know where that one is. I haven't seen it.
Oh, somebody is not muted.
Oh,
I don't know who that was. Okay, no worries. We got it figured out. So that is on top of everything that they can get as a new consultant. Okay. So again, you take that big goal and you break it down into smaller bits and pieces. So these are all sponsoring incentives that home office has for us. And we know that sponsoring is going to be a big push through the end of February at least. I have a feeling it'll be further because of this spring forward incentive. Sponsoring is the way to grow your business, to grow your team, to grow your paycheck. We've talked about all of these things. All right. We've talked about where to find your potential recruits. You're going to find them in past hostesses. They've already hosted for you. They've said yes to hosting. They are one step closer to joining and becoming a part of your team. All right. You can find them in your loyal customers, the people that buy from you all the time. Those make great recruits to add to your team. Friends and family. Do you have a friend that you would love to do this with? So I'm actually going to share with you guys a fun little story. So when I was at my previous company in direct sales, one of my leaders under me over there, her and we just clicked and we worked really well together and we had tons of fun together. And she motivated me. I motivated her. I was the analytical, logical, organized one. She was creative and she had no organization and it drove me crazy. And I was always, trying to like get her on task, but she was super creative and really fun. So we balanced each other really well. Well, when I left that company and came here, I tried to get her to come join and the time wasn't right. Time has not been right. I've asked every catalog season. I asked the beginning of August and then I just didn't ask again because I just felt like she knows, like if she wants, I know that she knows and she can come. She knows where to find me. In December, her name kept coming up. Like I needed to reach out. So I did reach out. We chatted. I shared Mary and Martha. She kind of opened up and let me know that there were tons and tons of issues and problems going on in her marriage. And now was not the time. And instead, she just needed like lots of prayer and just a safe place to kind of come to. So I shared again the beginning of January because we were chatting and I shared from the perspective of, I know you're going back to school for real estate and our products make great closing gifts and you can join, make the commission, get the sales. It's kind of a no-brainer. She said, yes, I'm in. I need to get through this first set of courses and then I will totally do that. She said, it'll be about February. I said, great, that's a brand new catalog. Well, this past Saturday, we were chatting during simulcast and she wanted to place an order. And I just, again, reminded her, you can place this order with me, but I know you're wanting to sign up. And with the kit this month and the bonus of the product credit, you could get the kit and order what you want with the product credit and still have some left over. She signed up right there and she is so excited to get going and to just have fun with it. And so you just never know. And what's the statistic? It's like 1 in 7 to 9 reach outs is when you will get that response. So just don't stop at 3. Like if you have somebody that you feel like you really want to work with, or you feel like would be a really great addition to Mary and Martha, your team working with you, whatever the case may be, like just keep reaching out, just keep sharing every new catalog. So go back through your messages and look at who you've reached out to. Go back through your list of potential recruits and look at who you've reached out to. If you have a leads binder or a leads notebook or whatever, look at who you have written down, who you've made note of to chat with and reach out to them and just share with them what's new, what's coming. The webinar tomorrow is great. That's a super fun bonus. I've heard that they give away prizes on those things to people that show up. I don't know if they'll do that tomorrow since they're already doing that bonus, but I've had girls that have totally joined those webinars. They've won a prize. And then the next day they're like, I can't not join. Like, this is great. And so the webinars are great to share with people, sharing them in your social media group, sharing them on your wall. When you're sharing things like this, the key is to always remember to tell your story, to not sell it. Why do you do Mary and Martha? What does it do? What is it that fuels you to do Mary and Martha? What is it able to allow you to do? Share that story with your people. Send personal messages. Reach out to people and, letting people know, like, I want to work with you makes it all about them. gives them a huge compliment, even if they're not interested. Like, talk about a confidence booster. If you have ever had somebody come to you and say, I see what kind of worker you are. I want to work with you. Would you be interested in this? Like, no matter what the industry is. I mean, it could be way out of left field, something you've never been interested in, but that compliment really makes your day. And it totally is a game changer. And even if you know the answer is no, you're still going to think about it for just that much. So why not give them something to think about for just that much? All right. You can also share statistics on what the direct sales industry is looking like, what a side gig is looking like, how that is changing things. What does that do to the landscape of business and industry and working from home and staying from home? Those are all things that you can share that are telling a story and not just selling it. Okay. So sharing that webinar and reaching out to people that have been on your list with a new catalog and the kits, the items in the kits aren't going away. So this is a great kit for them to snag, because then they can turn around and use that $100 product credit and get brand new items to complement the items from the kit that will still be here next season. The other way to expand your reach is to just ask people for referrals. Like, do you know anybody that's lost a job that could use some extra money? Or maybe, it's sports season. People are starting to have to sign up for sports and to pay for those fees. Do you know somebody who has a kid that does some type of travel ball? Would they love to be able to pay for that without having to dip into the every month budget? Those are all great ways to expand your reach, is to asking those around you and that are close to you, do they know anybody that might be interested? All right. So that's sponsoring, focusing on those incentives, and pick a goal. Pick one of those levels as your goal. Break down that goal into bite-sized manageable pieces over the time period, and then work towards it. If you don't have your 2 gals for January to go for the January incentive, you still have a week left. So you have absolutely no excuse to not share the kits and the opportunity at least with 2 to 4 people every single day before the end of the month. So if you share it with 2 people over the next 7 days, that's 14 people you've shared it with. Statistically, you should get 1. Okay. Now, with that said, you might not, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you stop asking. Something to always remember is, if you're not getting the answers that you want and you're getting frustrated, use that frustration to fuel you to keep going, because you're going to get there. You're getting closer to your yeses. They're not saying no to you. Don't take it personally. Don't get offended. It's not about you. So don't make it about you. Nobody has time for that. They're telling no to the opportunity that you've presented. So you might ask somebody to book a party and they tell you no. You might ask them to join your team and they might tell you yes. It makes no sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to them, because when you asked them to book, they were already thinking about joining. So for them, why would they book a party with you? They're going to book a party with themselves. Okay. So don't take it personally. Use whatever frustration that you feel in getting where you think is nowhere to just keep going, because you will start getting some results. You'll start seeing some results, and that is totally worth it. And it feels really good, and it's a lot of fun, and just keep going. Okay. So I want to encourage you to do that no matter what, because, for example, I didn't have a recruit from August to December, and I've gotten 2 this month and potentially have 2 more. Okay. So I could have totally said, you know what? I haven't gotten one for 5 months and it just is what it is. I'm out. No, I got really irritated at the end of December and went, no, we're done with this. Like, we're done with this. We're going to fix this. And so I'm fixing it. So use your frustration and whatever you're feeling or whatever roadblocks you're feeling, and just keep going, because you'll get those really great results and it'll totally be worth it. So, all right. So that is sponsoring. If you have any sponsoring questions, put them in the chat and I will answer them at the end. Now we're going to move on to organization. I'm going to start with my binder. Okay, because everybody has their planner. And so I'll do that last. So this is my binder. This is my monthly binder. And it is super simple, y'all. Like, have you ever heard the phrase, keep it simple, stupid? All right. Like, no joke. Okay, this is what I have to tell myself because I can make a mountain out of a molehill when it comes to organization. Okay, I can over organize myself and then I can't find anything. Anybody ever do that? All right. So yes, people are raising their hands. Okay, so it has numbered tabs 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 12 because there are 12 months. Okay, so I bought numbered tabs. The numbers stand for the months. Again, keeping it simple and real over here, y'all. Every month we have special flyers, we have kit flyers, we have bonus flyers, we have sale flyers, we have a calendar. All of that gets printed. We now have incentive flyer, the spring forward flyers. Trying to think what else is in here. I printed the Facebook partying stuff that they sent us in that email from Simulcast and put it in here. I have the Bible resource catalog at the very front. Every month, I print every flyer that we get in home office, in our back office. I print it, I hole punch it, and I put it in that month. And I'm writing names, I'm writing reach outs, I'm writing contacts, I'm writing notes, dates, follow-up, you name it. I just took out May through December because my binder was too thick, it wouldn't close. I just was like, I'm gonna start fresh. But I'm keeping that because I can go back through that because all of my kit flyers, all of the names I wrote on those kit flyers, I have there. It would be ludicrous for me to get rid of that. So I will put it in its own little like file folder thing that will close and I'll keep it. But this is how I keep up with everything that's going on. And it's a 1-inch binder. It's easy to grab and work from in the car. It's easy to just stick in my desk and to pull it out when I have an idea or I think of somebody. I can just go, oh, gosh, I should reach out to them about this month's kit. Okay, turn to January and write their name down. And I'll just leave it open on my desk. So when I sit down, I'm reminded to reach out to Susan about messaging her about the kits. I try to keep 6 months at a time in here so that I can reference previous months. So like if I reached out to a particular somebody about a kit and I didn't hear back, or the conversation changed, or it kind of stalled, or it didn't, it didn't get the yes. Well, if I'm in April and I know that that happened in February, I can go find it. But I am printing everything because I am a pen and paper type of girl. You cannot go wrong with pen and paper. It will not fail you like technology will. I'm reminded that technology will fail me because I have had a friend who has only been able to drive her 4-month Tesla for like 3 weeks out of the 4 months because technology has failed her on her car so much. Okay. That is just my real world example. Technology will fail you, but a pen and paper will not. And it's so easy to just stick it in here. And if I am going to be at practice or my kids want to go run around the park, I can grab this and go, and I can work on this. I can do it in the car if I'm waiting in line for something for kids or whatever. But I print off everything. So we got the email with all the February stuff and we'll get it again. And even on the weekly emails on Fridays of every week. I love those. Those are great. If y'all aren't checking those, super helpful, keeps you on track. On Friday, if I see something new in there that I have not printed out, I print it. I stick it in there and I leave it in there. Every time I sit down to work, I look at that calendar. I don't feel the need to write what's in that calendar in here. You can, you totally can. I don't feel the need to do that, but that might be something that you need to do to keep up with it. Or you could just take that calendar and stick it in the week. And as you go through the week, you move it to the next week. But that's something that we can talk about with the planner here in a second. What else? The other thing I have in here is just a laminated sheet of the Hostess rewards because I have major mom brain and I can never remember the different levels. I don't know why it is, but this will not stick in my head. Like homeschool mom brain is legit, y'all. So I have this in here and it is front and center. Like it is the first page in my binder. I also have like little folders for smaller pieces of paper, and that's it. It is 100% me just keeping up with each month, the flyers, what's going on, so I don't feel like a chicken with my head cut off. Even if I see a sale that I'm not going to advertise, I still am printing that flyer because I might think about one or two people, write their names down and send them a quick message. Well, if we have those items come around again, for example, the calendar sale we just had, those folding calendars, I have like 5 customers that love those. I only know that because I have seen their names written on those folding calendar flyers from previous months so many times that at this point, when I saw that sale, I just messaged them and said, hey, your calendars are on sale again if you'd like some. Boom, done. Like there is actual studies connecting writing to your brain. It does something. It helps you remember. Okay. My husband teaches at a university. There is something about his students that write with a pen versus the ones that type. It is legit. Okay. There are actually studies that prove that. So having this ready to go, and I'm not having to like go, where was that flyer? You know, like Lisa and I were chatting before and she's like, there's so many flyers. I don't know where they are on her desk that she had just printed out for February. I felt that way yesterday when I printed everything out and I hadn't like stamped them and put them in my binder. I was like, I don't know where to begin. This helps. So this is one thing that I do to keep myself organized. All right, the planner. If you have specific questions about the planner, put them in the chat and I will answer them. Yes, Lisa.
I just have one question for you on your
Yep.
binder, because I'm guessing other people are wondering this. It's a view binder and you had something written on that front page.
Oh,
If I
yeah.
haven't-
So I, every month, I have reached out to my direct sales friends and they buy a book of shareables from me every month. The ones that want to, they buy a book of shareables and they will send them out in the happy mail that they send their teams, their downline, or even their customers. So like they'll buy one of these or 2, depending on how many they need. It's just my list of those that I need to reach out to because that's every month. And there's no reason for me to like make 12 copies and put it in there. So these are my direct sales girls. And then the other one is every month I have women that donate money towards me buying shareables to donate to a veterans organization here in town. So that's just me reaching out every month at the beginning to just handle that. So that's all that is. And if you have something like that, you can just put it straight in the front. You don't need to make 12 copies or, you know, maybe you want to. But yeah, that's what that is. So, okay. So for the planner, if you have specific planner questions, just put them in the chat and I will come back through and answer them. All right. So I'm kind of a planner junkie. Nikki will totally attest to this. Her and I, we bond over planners for sure. But planners are also something that I really focus on with my coaching clients because a planner can really truly make or break you, quite honestly. So that's why I said at the very beginning, if you dive into this and you realize that this just isn't for you, it's okay. Like pass the blessing on to somebody else that could really benefit from this because it's an amazing planner, but that doesn't mean that it's for everybody. And Belinda will tell you the same thing. Like, I promise she will. Okay. There is a great planner out there for everybody. And sometimes you just kind of have to go through trial and error to find them. So if you look at this and you go, this isn't for me, I'm going to pass this on, but I need help finding one, message me. I'm happy to help you. Like, I know so many different planner companies. I've helped so many different clients find a great planner. I'm happy to help you with that as well. Okay. So one of the things I noticed on Saturday was that when they were talking about the planner, there was lots of chatter when they talked about the weekly schedule and how very few people sit down and like plan their week. And so a tiny little piece of my heart died because I just think that's so important and so helpful. And this planner will really help you do it. At first, I did not like that Sunday was on the same page as Monday. I wanted it next to Saturday. Anybody else? Did anybody else kind of go, wait, hold up, where's Sunday? Okay. Now that I have played with it for a full month, I see the genius in it and how helpful it is and how useful it is, because Sunday really does start your week. Sunday is your day one of your week. And if you're sitting down and planning your week, you're doing it on Sunday, right? Like you're not waking up on Monday and going, I'm going to wing it. Where do I begin? No, you wake up Monday with your feet running the minute you hop out of bed, right? So Sunday is when you plan your week. So that's your first day. You plan your meals, you clean, you get the laundry done, you know, you make sure everybody has clean undies, and you plan your week. So one thing that I would suggest going through on your planner to get you organized is for the next quarter. And I really don't suggest you plan any further in advance than a quarter, because life, it changes. If you do not know about Friction pens, they're erasable pens. I strongly suggest you buy some. They have just regular top, but then they also have clickable. These work really well in this planner. Like they erase beautifully. They don't leave marks. They don't bleed through. They work really great. You can buy them on Amazon, Target, all the major places. They're not super expensive and they actually erase. Every Sunday for the next quarter, I would schedule in when you're going to plan your week. And you might not want to do it on Sunday, and that's fine. I don't suggest you do it on Monday. But if you don't want to do it on Sunday, maybe do it Saturday night before you go to bed. Do it on the weekend, okay? Plan your coming week on the weekend. So that's the first thing, is to plan for the next quarter, so the next 12 weeks, when you're going to plan your week, okay? The other thing that you want to write in, you know, home office had us writing in different stuff, like a time to spend with us, to kind of have a check-in. Well, you also need to plan when you're going to work on your like upcoming month. So you don't want to be working on February 1st. Like you want the major meat and bones of February to be done before the 1st, so that you feel really good about what February looks like. And if you don't feel really good about it, you know, before the 1st. So my suggestion, and what I always do, is the 25th. Gives me about a week. Work on bookings, work on my team, work on myself, figure out when certain things are personally, whatever the case may be. So maybe sitting down and for the next 12 weeks going, okay, on the 25th at 8 p.m., whatever works, I'm going to sit down and of every month, and I'm going to work on the coming month. Okay. It's another great tip for organizing. The vision board and pages 26 through 27. Tara posted in the independent consultant page. If you post a picture of your vision board on one post, you get entered for a prize. I'm going to assume that it's a New Spring product. If you post pages 26 and 27, which is looking ahead and dreaming big for February, you know, it's these pages right here. It's that page and that page. And I obviously haven't done mine yet. If you do those and post your picture, you get entered for a prize. Okay. Those are great things that you can do on the 25th. Like that gives you ample time to really kind of know, okay, I need to work on this for next month, or this is what I want my goal to be. Are my goals realistic with what is matching up or what I don't have? Where do I need to tweak them and change them? Okay. Lisa mentioned to me before the call that Belinda is offering everybody 35% off the planner on her site, stepintosuccess.com. So if you have a new recruit or a potential new recruit and you want to buy this for them as an incentive on top of all the other ones, you can go in and order that through the end of January. I don't know what the price is at 35% off. Maybe somebody can dig and find that, but I know that it will be a steal. Even if it was the entire bundle that I bought back in October at 35% off, it's an insane deal. $31. Holy cow. That is a huge deal for this. So there's that as well. So if you're wanting to snag more, or you have somebody that joined after they could sign up for conference and they want one, you can tell them about that. You could go in and order it for them even. The other thing with organizing is if you're trying something new in your organizing or in your business, I want to challenge you to give it at least 4 months to really see. And you might think, well, that has nothing to do with organizing. Oh, it totally does, because you've spent the time to plan it out, to organize it, to start it, initiate it, to flesh it out. Give yourself the gift of seeing what does and doesn't work well. And that's with anything in your business. What doesn't work well, why doesn't it work well? You have to assess yourself, and assessing yourself is totally organizing your business. Because if you're not assessing yourself and coming back and being real with yourself, you're just going to keep doing the same things over and over again, and you're not going to see results, and you're going to get really frustrated. You're just going to keep organizing your business the same way. So if you need to have a quarterly come to Jesus with yourself, plan a quarterly come to Jesus. Jesus will show up if you ask him, I promise. Okay. Yeah, Lisa.
I just wanted to throw in, I 100% agree with you with what you just said about that 4-month trial, but also this part right here on filling in. Like if you've been with Mary and Martha, before, and you pull out your stats, this is so helpful in times in my business when I've done this. It really helps you plan, and it also helps you know that goal to make. So if any of you need help in figuring this part out too, let us know, and I can show you how to do that. But I think this is a huge piece, I feel, of this if you're working towards a goal. And this, I would encourage you on what Courtney and I just wrote that in my planner. When trying something new, try it for 4 months or so. And I've told a lot of my girls that too through the years, like, don't give up if you try something once and it felt awkward or didn't work. Try it again, and then try it again and try it again. And about that 4th or 5th time, all of a sudden you'll go, whoa, that does work. Or, okay, I don't feel so awkward this time. And so anyway, I think this is a key piece to this planner. So I just wanted to share that for a moment.
Yeah, no, that's a great, so that part of your planner is, it's really going to help you see growth, or areas where you can grow, areas where you could use extra training or ask for help. Again, it's totally assessing yourself in your business. And if you're not looking to see where you can assess yourself, you're not going to know where to grow. You're not going to see any changes, and you're just going to think that this isn't for you. It's the same thing with your girls. So when you can teach them how to assess themselves, to figure out what they can do better, where they can grow, where they can ask for help, what trainings they need, light bulbs will start clicking, and they'll start seeing it, and they'll see that growth and go, oh yeah, I can totally do this. It's that huge confidence booster, quite honestly. And if you or them have a month where you didn't get what you wanted, you can use that frustration fuel, is what I call it, to encourage yourself to do better next month, to go, okay, I didn't hit it. I didn't get there. That doesn't mean I'm not good at this. It just means that it didn't happen this month. Like, I can do better, and I'm going to work harder next month. And sometimes we need that little like knock back down to remind us that it's not just easy floating the entire way. Like, no job is. I mean, who's ever had a 9 to 5 where you just walked in every day and like nothing ever went wrong? I've never had that 9 to 5. Okay. Nobody ever has. So it doesn't exist. It's the same thing here. It just looks different. It's in a different format. So the other thing with organizing is, and I know this seems really silly, but actually use your planner. It's amazing how many people have a planner and it just sits on their desk closed. And I just ask them, how's that working out for you? Like, do you get it through osmosis? Because if you have a fun little trick, I'd really love to know that one. Actually using it. So if you need to have a bookmark on the page that you use, or you just leave it open, whatever the case may be, or you set a phone alarm to check your planner every morning. I have a client who literally sets her phone alarm for 8 a.m. every morning to go in and check her planner for the day. But you know what? It works. She checks it. She knows what has to get done that day. She gets it done. She feels confident, and she's not running around like a chicken with her head cut off. It's really simple. Again, keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Okay. Planning and using your planner really is not something that, you should overthink. Just opening it and using it. I think that was, the other thing. Okay. I love how big these boxes are on this month. They're gigantic. I've literally written everything down on them for the calendar month of February. Like the themes for my social media. I've written those down in there. I've written trainings. I've written personal stuff. I've written when parties are. I've written, when I'm going to close stuff up, when I'm going to check in with myself, when I'm going to reach out to my team, when Green by 15, like all of these things, these boxes are huge. Utilize this monthly calendar here because it's really big and there's lots of lines. This will really help you. This is that overview for you to then take. This is your big goal for you to then take and break down into your 4 weeks of February. You guys ever thought about a month as a big goal? Probably not. This is a big goal. This is your big goal for the month. And then you break it down into 4 weeks. What does that look like? What are you going to work on that week? Then you take that weekly goal and you plan it out during your weekly session. Okay. So again, big, and you just break it down. All right. Does anybody have questions about this planner? Belinda had, I think she still does. When I bought the big bundle in October, it came with like a couple of videos to show you how to use it. And those were super helpful. I've watched those. I've played around with it a whole bunch. I am a total planner junkie, so I have seen all kinds of planners. This one includes a lot of really good stuff. It also includes a lot of stuff that some of y'all will just never use, and that's okay. You don't have to use everything. I've honestly never had a planner where I've used every aspect of it. It's just unrealistic, quite honestly. So don't feel like, well, it's in here, I have to use it. If it doesn't bring you joy and it doesn't bring you income producing activities, don't do it. Like, it's okay to go, that's just not for me. It's all right. You don't have to use it. So I'm giving you permission because sometimes that's hard for people. They'll go, well, it's in here and I have to use it and I have to make it work. No, you really don't. Like, do you force yourself to be around people that just isn't gonna work out? No, you probably don't. And it's okay to just say thanks, but no thanks, moving along. It's the same thing, okay? It's inanimate. It should be easier. Okay. So play around with it, look at it, spend time in it. We still have a full week until February. So, if some of y'all just got it in your simulcast bundle, your box, you probably didn't use it for January, and that's okay. You can play around with it this week and just kind of get an idea for it. But think about the things that you do on a consistent basis. So, like, what do you do each month? When are those? Well, write those down. You can write those down for the next 4 months. Don't do more than a quarter because life, but you can write those down. And then that piece of paper, you wrote all of those consistent behaviors and tasks and to-dos. Just, if you write down February, March, April, and May, just stick it at the back of May. So when June rolls around, you can then do your next quarter and tweak it, add to it, delete it, whatever. Yeah, the top 3 is great. Yes. Yep. The top 3 option in the planner is fantastic. They talk specifically about that. That's at the bottom. Those are your things that you are going to do no matter what. Those are great. Yeah, Amy, that's a great way to use. I'm just reading y'all's comments. That's a great way to use the monthly overview. So I wrote like my social media content in that monthly, but then there was still so much room that I just went and wrote in like all of our personal stuff so that for me, I needed this. I needed to see like, okay, do we have an exceptionally busy day that day with like sports or extracurriculars or co-op or school or whatever? If so, I'll plan less for social media. I won't put so much pressure on myself or I'll make a note of that and schedule as much as I can. Okay, so, you know, you can just use it for one thing. You can use it for all the things so that you don't have 3 or 4 different of the same types then floating around. But yeah, a social media content calendar is a great idea because there's enough room on there that you could kind of brain dump out some ideas, which is great. Kind of hash out details. Yeah, Carrie says yes.
I love this part right here too on the bottom of each month where it
Yep.
shows the people I need to talk to, the meetings, the product post, and then it
Yes.
shows the social media. And I think it was Alice that was texting me during the simulcast, and she asked if I had this yet this year. And I said, I didn't, like, last year was a funky year. And so I just used the Mary and Martha one, but I had used these a couple of years before. And like Courtney said, I couldn't do everything. My brain couldn't handle it all. But the thing that I really focused on was just who I needed to talk to. And I had my leads and stuff in there. And those years I sponsored and booked so many things because I had it in front of me on my planner. So
Yep.
I think this is I love this page, like this part right here. I think that's super great too.
Yep. Yeah. So the years that I've always seen the largest growth are the years that I've consistently used a planner. So it does work. You just have to use it. So, all right, I'm going back through and reading and making sure I didn't miss anything. If you hopped on late and at the very beginning I asked, and if you've thought of something since the beginning, type it in, please, because it will come in handy in a couple weeks actually for something Lisa and I've been chatting about. If there is a topic or a focus, a theme, an idea, you get the picture, that you would love to see like broken down and simplified and hashed out, please put it in the comments. I am writing these down. Does anybody have any questions about anything else? Anybody have any questions? Yes, Anola, if you can keep it open and in front of you, it really will make a huge difference. Like, set an alarm if you need to get in a habit. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I set an alarm for this afternoon to turn the oven on for the baked potatoes. Guys, it's okay to set an alarm for all of the things. And if you ask Siri to do it, look, now she's going to pop up and ask. If you ask her to do it, she'll do it for you. Like, you just tell her. I set alarms for everything. My daughter is like, what is that alarm for? I don't remember. Sometimes I forget to label them and then they go off and I'm like, what is this alarm for? So utilize your alarms. It's okay to set an alarm for all of the things. Okay. And it takes, you know, they say it takes 21 days to create a new habit, which I think is quite hogwash, but it takes 11 days to break a habit. Quite honestly, it does. It takes 11 days to break a habit. So, you know, for anybody who has a New Year's resolution of getting rid of sugar, the first 11 days are the hardest. And then after that, you're good as gold. But it does not take 21 days to create a new habit. I don't know that new habits are created that fast. Normally takes about 2 months to create a new habit. So keeping that in mind, and this is why I say, like, if you're doing something new, just give it 4 months, like just give it a quarter. It's not going to be the death of anything. Like, just give it a quarter. It'll also help you have enough background to assess yourself really well. If you only do something for 1 month and then you kind of walk away from it, you're not going to really know what did and didn't work. Yes, Nikki, you have to label your alarms. Otherwise you have no idea why it's going off. I mean, okay, so Alice, on the page, it was the vision board. So your vision board is, and I'm actually going to do mine tomorrow. The vision board is page 6 and 7. So page 6 and 7 was one post that Tara posted. And then the other one was page 26 and 27. And my guess is, us leaders used to send in like those pages to the email and we would get entered into the drawings for product. My guess is that this will be the new option for that. They will utilize this planner for that. So 26 and 27, and it's just looking at your month before it starts. So helping you get an overview of your goals, your stats, who you need to talk to, meetings, focus, social media, reflect, plan, and such. 26 and 27 of your planner will be planning for February. Then 38 and 39 is planning for March. So it's always on the backside of the previous month's calendar. So like the tab for March, it's that backside and the page next to it. And she mentioned something about having like a monthly focus. And she said February's was deliberate, which is the word at the top of page 26. So, let's see. Oh, okay, March, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Julie, if you don't have a team yet, I would think that would just be something you wouldn't fill in. You would fill in the other stuff, so you would focus on your personal. Now, you could, if you wanted to have a team, you could come out here and, where it says group recruits or group sales, you could put like what I would desire. You could write like little notes out to the side. I'm going to work with, I'm going to work on recruiting so-and-so and see if they're interested in recruiting, and we can do this together. You can make notes and do that down in that time to reflect, celebrate, and plan. Writing down your goals really will make a huge difference.
And I just wanted to say thank you, because sometimes we've had different business plan forms in the past, but it would be nice if we could stay consistent with one. And that way, anyway, I was just curious. I assumed that's what Tara wanted, so you could get entered into the drawing, and I'm just going to put it up closer because sometimes we're further away. But I just, I was curious, and I honestly didn't know she was still doing it. So that is super fun. That's very nice that they offer that for entries into drawings and stuff. So this is good for that.
Yeah, for sure. And it gets you thinking about your next month. And it says that it's due by the last day of the month. So I feel like that'll be pretty consistent. So, you can even write in your planner the day that you want to make sure, she put up the post yesterday, which was the 23rd. I don't know if it'll always be then. Yeah, there's the one post. Yeah. But, if you wanted to write in your planner on, say, the 26th or 27th, find consultant page post and, do the next month's planning pages, or however you want to word that. You could just even write it on a Post-it note that you move from month to month. Y'all, I love a good Post-it note.
And I'm sorry, I might have missed that, just a little bit of that post. It's not due on the 10th, but the last day of the month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's due on the last day of the month. Yeah. So, you could just write on a Post-it note, 28th of every month, fill out next month's planning sheets and post in the independent consultant page. And then you can just go stick this on the week of the 28th, do it, post it, and then move your Post-it note. I love a good Post-it note. Like, they're just so useful. You don't have to write things 72 times. And for somebody who hates writing, it's genius.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, because I think we're all in this same boat. So many times Facebook doesn't show us all the posts that we want to see.
You're not
And
wrong.
we we miss things. And so I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. It is, Amy. Those 4 little boxes are your power hour 15-minute increments. And I think Belinda in the video broke them down into sponsoring, booking, recruiting, and personal, I think.
And I also remember her saying, make them what they want, what you want them to be.
Yep.
I mean, they don't need to necessarily be that. And I think those are great for boxes to have. But if you have something on your heart that you want to do every day, like make those boxes your, whoops, I'm sorry, my battery is just dying. Sorry. Make them whatever boxes you want them to be, to make this planner yours.
Yes.
Kind of, yes. I'm sorry. I might be going to be gone here pretty soon. I'll see.
You can totally make those boxes your own. So like if one of those weeks, you know, with the boxes, you're focused on your open house, you can break down your open house into 4 different parts to work on each day. Or if you have your party week, you know, and you've set up your month to do as much as you can at the beginning of the month, you know, it's important for all of us to put all of as much as we can at the beginning of the month for that green by 15, but then it also helps us assess what's needed for those last 2 weeks. So if we have a non-negotiable of 800 a month in sales, if we've got 500 by the 15th, we can take that 300 and break that down over 2 weeks. I mean, I want $442 more before the end of this month. Well, I've taken that goal and broken it down into 7 days. So it's the same thing. So if you heavy pack the beginning of your month, it's then you can assess what that looks like and break it down. So those boxes can be used for that too. If you have a party week, 1 week, break those boxes down. You know, maybe you have 4 hostesses. Okay, those boxes are your 4 hostesses. Check in with them each day, see what they need help with, send them images, help, you know, whatever the case may be. If you're doing a mystery hostess party, okay, you can have different parts of a mystery hostess party. Maybe you spend a little bit each day texting people to make sure that they know about it, because like Alice said, Facebook doesn't show everybody everything. They are not direct sales, small business algorithm friendly. Let's just call it what it is. Spend some time messaging. So that can be one of your boxes. Another box can be posting about it. Another box can be, I don't know, you can break them down. So you can totally make them the same thing every day, or you can change them up based on what you're doing that month. If you have a fundraiser, break that down. So you just want to make sure you know what your boxes mean, because otherwise they don't really serve a great purpose. But yeah.
Courtney, last year you gave us this.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
this? Yeah. I really found it useful, and it was nice to kind of review, you know, what I'd done and what's realistic and so on to set new goals for this year. Will you do something like you personally, something similar to this? Like, will you print it out again, or will you somehow use the planner in its stead?
I will probably use the planner. Yeah, I will probably. So honestly, so I had that and I used that until I got my Tula planner. And then I put it all in my Tula planner and one of the clear sheets in the front, like I kind of redid it so that it would fit. But we kind of have the same thing in this planner. Like I can kind of keep track of it. Really, I did that because it's a visual aid and I'm very visual. And so a lot of that can be transferred to here. I do also really like the lead section in the back, and I could write some of that back there because it's like a big notes section. Well, there is a notes section. What I have learned is the less extra paperwork, notebooks, binders, planners floating around, the better. So if I can condense a whole bunch of stuff into one thing, like if my kids wanted to run out and go to the park to play with some friends and I needed to do some work, I don't mind doing that in a chair at the park while they play, but all I would need to grab are these 2 things. Like, and that's so easy, you know, and I wouldn't feel like I had left something at home because I can grab these 2 things. I've already got my phone in my purse. There's a pen in my purse. Like, this is all I need. So yeah, I will just do that in the planner. Did I post that in the files, Amy? Do you know?
I don't know if it was in the
How-
files or if it was just like in that post, because I mean, this was from either last December or last January. when
I'll
we
go
did
see if I
that.
can, I wonder if I still have it. I'll go see if I can find it. And I'm happy to update it and post it in the files.
I'm sure I like your idea of you just using the planner, but because there's space to kind of basically make my own chart in here somewhere, because you're doing month by month, but I did like the idea of, like you said, quarterly planning out, especially when we now have like incentives. The spring incentive is similar to the incentive trip, which is very motivating to set goals and easy to set goals, because oh, I need this and I need this and I need this, and
Yeah.
versus just kind of making it up for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see if I can find it. And if I can, I'll update it and add it to the files. I'm glad that helped you. Perfect. Well, if nobody else has any questions, then I will let y'all go. We did not stay under 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
No worries. It was a really good night and lots that we had to discuss. So I thank everyone. Thank you, Courtney, for
Of course.
everything that you shared. And thank you everyone else for your great questions and embracing all of the new and fun that we have.